Stokes, because here he is, didn't bowl a ball yesterday, but he's going to bowl the first ball of the fourth day today. And England desperately need wickets here. Carey on strike on 52. Stokes comes in round the wicket to him and bowls on off stump. He follows through almost the length of the pitch there as we're just running through just to make sure that everything's working. And Carey plays the first ball of the day into the offside. Cast round the wicket, runs in and bowls, and Carey on the back foot hits that away through the offside. It pierces the gap, the ball disappears into the shadows. And that's the first aggressive shot of the day that we've seen. It was a nice stroke too, just a bit short and wide of the off stump. And as we know, despite the angle of Cast coming round the wicket, that's right in Carey's arc. Left-handers play that shot so well. Then goes Cast, moves in, bowls outside the off stump, short, carved for four, down through third man. Duckett can't let there, he's got to go running round in front of the Barmies. And Travis Head shows his bat, his 150's come up. And it's come up actually in the fashion that you'd expect. A short ball wide of the off stump, and he's carved it for four. He's so strong out there, he's standing on leg stump, creating a bit of extra width if you like. But he's very polite to the way he shows his bat too. He really does show his bat to the crowd. He doesn't sort of wave it or flourish it, he just shows it.
Yeah, just thanking him for
it's nice
support, getting that recognition.
Cast bowls, clipped away, beautiful stroke for four, through wide mid on. It was very full from Brydon Cast, and Head with a bit of whip and flourish hit it into the onside. Excellent stroke and a pretty good way to bring up your 150. There's their bowls, that's thrashed away, that's four more through the offside, threading the needle there between backward point and cover. A wonderful shot. We've got licence now, absolute licence. 300s on the board, 303 for four, and Australia are really rubbing it in, and they've got two fine players out there to do it as well, two attacking players, and you've got that absolute freedom to play if you're Travis Head.
That was a better delivery there from Brydon Cast on the fuller side, but Travis Head, he's just seeing the ball so well and just backs himself. They've now put the deep point back. 306 for four. Head moves to 167.
Which is the third highest second innings individual score on this ground, and a couple of good names ahead of him. The only second innings individual scores higher than Head now. Wally Hammond made 177 for England in February 1929. And Don Bradman, 212 against England in 1937.
Not far away now, is it? Christmas.
No, that's right. When is it? I didn't know what day it is today.
25th.
So
25th, is it? 25th Christmas. Yeah. 311 for four. Head's on 170. He's on strike, and Tongue in the sunshine moves into bowl to him, and Head lifts this away into the leg side. This could be caught at deep square leg. It's in the sun, but it's taken. It's taken at deep square by Crawley. He was looking into the sun. He put his hand up. It was up there a long time, and Travis Head's innings comes to an end on 170. England have made the breakthrough. It's 311 for five, and everyone's standing up around this ground here at the Adelaide Oval to salute Travis Head's fine innings that has really nailed down Australia's position in the match. He's walking off, raising his back to the crowd. He's missing out on a double 100, but it's still an excellent innings from Travis Head. He gets a roar there as he walks over the boundary rope and up into the dressing room. Well, tinged with disappointment for Travis Head, but 170 to your name. That's another fine effort. As Stokes bowls, Carey's up on his toes, taps this away down towards deep backward point. That's four. You don't have to bludgeon it. Sometimes finesse is enough. And we found the gap between two fielders, the one at deep backward point and the one at deep third. Nice shot from Alex Carey. He's got the opportunity here of 200s in the match. We won't talk him out just yet, as we did with Travis Head. He's still got a way to go. He's 67 not out. It's 315 for five. And now Australia do lead by 400.
Stokes charges in, and he's hitting him on the pad. He's out, LBW! And a potential leg by Inglis is running down the pitch saying, I'm going to refer that. He looked to be in line. We're slightly oblique to the pitch here.
We have a play review for
It's a question of was it in line, height? All the usual suspects are around for Gaffney to look at here. And so as the decision making goes from the right hands of God to God, we wait and watch.
Thank you.
Thank you. He's going to look at these. He's going to look at that.
Close to the
The mob get a better
Please
quicker
go to
look than
Snicko.
we do
Oh,
here.
oh no, Jim, we're going to Snicko.
Okay,
He's
we've got
hit
an
it.
inside edge.
He's hit it.
Got a spike.
It looked high.
I'll go back to net on field. And then I recommend you change your decision to not out.
There you go. Zanik. Whatever technology they're using, it worked there. It seemed.
It seemed it did. From the naked eye, you could see he hit it. So
Yeah. He didn't hesitate. He was halfway down the pitch when he showed the umpire the signal for a review, and it's gone his way.
not a great decision from the umpire, really.
Well,
that.
no, there's been a few poor ones
Yeah.
in this game. That's why the third umpire is God. Stokes bowls now back, and off the edge he's caught around the corner of the glove. The leg slip trick has worked. Brook takes the catch, and Carey is out to the leg side trap. Oh dear. That's a reminder of 1933 in Bodyline. Seeing that dismissal. Another fine innings from Carey. He'll get cheered off the ground, but he's out. He's not going to get 100 in the second innings. A bit of bounce off the glove. Comfortable catch for Brook down the leg side. Drinks and all sorts of retainers come out as the members on that far side of the ground applaud another excellent hand from Carey. Alex Carey is out for 72, and that's kind of significant because when he was on 72 in the first innings, he may well have been out.
that is very, very true, Jim. So I would say cricket's a real leveller, but it's not. He's got 72.
Here's Tongue again. Oh, edged and gone.
Beauty.
Inglis goes.
Beauty.
An absolutely delicious ball from Tongue. He picks up his fourth wicket, fending slightly at one outside the off stump, taken low by Jamie Smith. Australia have lost their third wicket this morning. Tongue has his fourth, and Australia are 335 for 7.
Well bowled, Josh Tongue. Well bowled, Josh Tongue. He's been the pick of the bowlers for me, hasn't he?
In this innings, yeah.
Absolutely, and he stuck to his task, and that's an absolute beauty. That sort of arm beyond the perpendicular and angling into the right hander, and then just held up, just stood up on the seam and got a healthy edge through to Smith. And well done.
Lovely shape, isn't it, when you see that?
Yeah, it's been like a Courtney Walsh was very good at that. Sort of like, and then just straight, and there's not a lot you can do with that because you're sort of on the back foot looking for it to come into you on the angle, and you just sort of nudge it.
Another right-hander struggling in this game as opposed to a left-hander.
Yeah. Well, I think statistically now left-handers are, are well at front in Test cricket.
So
Mike Hussey, was a right-hander who then turned into a left-hander
I
because of that
didn't know
reason.
Really?
Yeah. Graham Thorpe was another one as well.
So did they start as kids playing right-handed?
Yeah, and then they had a look at how, where runs are scored, and everything like that, and made a conscious. I know, talented, isn't it? And then decided to change to left-handed.
But the other thing about it is it's actually thinking about the game itself and how
Absolutely.
one might maximise your chances of
Test
scoring
match
runs.
Test match cricket. Most people LBW. You've got less chance of being LBW if you're a lefty.
Do?
Yeah, you've got most bowlers are right arm swing bowlers, so you've got more chance of nicking off as a righty, and then all these kind of things.
Archer's into him, forward short leg as well. And that's short down the leg side. Now then, he thinks there's a little tickle on that. Jamie Smith has thrown the ball up in the air, flicked down the leg side. Now they're going to refer this. They've still got how many left, Andy? 2 or 1?
I heard
He's
the
gone
noise.
for it.
I heard the
There
noise.
was a noise, but was it?
Yeah.
It's often the pocket, isn't it?
Yeah.
On these ones.
Sew your pockets up when you bat. Yeah, a little tip.
Let's see how Snicko works here, shall we? It's been an interesting test case. It's been very good this morning in saving Josh Inglis.
I definitely heard a little
I heard a little
tick.
Yeah.
We shall see. He looked pretty confident always, but he's looking at his chest.
Oh, yeah, but then, you know, if he's telling Snicko that it might be on
from
the
behind.
chest, then, you know.
Oh, a little
It's
bit of
clearly
bluff. Yeah.
flick the shirt. We'll just go to Snicko. I just want to see past the gloves a little bit. Is there a front on as
It
well?
has flicked the shirt, that's absolutely right.
Okay, flat line.
Right now,
Just go
Snicko going to show.
freeze there's flat, still flat, and then the shirt. Okay, I'm ready to go back on ground to Nitin. Nitin, you can stay with your
Yeah,
original decision.
well,
not
Snicko's
out.
spot on there. It's showing the flick on the shirt, absolutely in exactly the right place. Well done, Snicko. And
Well done,
start
who's ever in the truck
Yes,
doing it.
of course.
He's put his can of lager down and taken off his Christmas hat. And he's he's taking his little woof bit of the blower thing. Yeah, that's
What are they
I
called?
don't know.
Do they have a name?
No, I'm not sure, but anyway, he got that one right.
Well, England have lost a review. They've got one left. It was a good decision by the umpire. Good decision by Snicko.
Garst goes bounding in, and he's caught it slip. Full pushing outside the off stump. In fact, it's almost half volley there. And he was in a rather strange place, Cummins. He was well outside the leg stump, really, when he played. That was all Tufnell territory, we'd call that. I'm not saying that he backed away, but he certainly didn't get very far across. And so another wicket goes down, and England have taken 4 this morning.
Well bowled England. They've bowled a lot better. They've bowled a lot more with discipline. Oh, it's a real ugly shot from the Australian captain.
Wasn't in line at all.
No, just sort of full and wide, and well, a little bit like some of our batters have been playing. Just sort of threw the bat at it.
Yeah.
Comfortable catch again by Brooke. But no, well bowled England, and just bowled better lengths, haven't they?
Yep.
You know, tongue. Making people play outside that off stump, bit of channel, the odd short one, then gets Carey. It's just seems a little bit more old school bowling.
Nathan Lyons arrived. Carse, who's got his second wicket now, runs in and bowls. Straight hit on
that's
the pad.
close.
This must be close, surely. Up goes the finger, and Lyons reviewing it.
Oh, it's tight.
But it looked full. Seen the replay. It also looks a bit leg stump.
You reckon?
I don't know. I've just seen the replay.
Given out on field.
Oh, hang on. He's reviewing it, but he's walking off by the look of it. And I haven't seen the review yet.
I think he's just using up the reviews. Full, nice pace, trapped on the crease. Nathan Lyon.
Well, he's
thumped into the pad.
He's reviewed his decision, but he's now halfway to the pavilion.
He's kind of made up the mind for the third.
It's clearly no bet. You can go to ball trick.
Well, this is very odd. Anyway, let's have a look. And it's hit him round about the knee roll. I'm going leg stump.
Thundering in the
Pitching
leg
out that off impacts in line, wickets hitting.
Full
Get Raza
again.
back on screen. You can stay
Full
with your
again.
original decision. I'll be out here on screen.
Hitting halfway up leg stump. Well, I've never seen that before. Similarly with Inglis, I don't think I've ever seen a batsman actually call for a replay while he was running the review. And similarly, to review one and then walk off, give yourself out before it's been shown is new. Here goes Carse, and he bowls on the off stump. That's a lovely shot from start. A crisp off drive. The ball hits the boundary below us. Start pitching up. Carse pitching up and start really playing a fine shot there. He's having a great series, bat and ball. Here's Archer, bowls. Oh, he's fended this in the air. Archer takes the catch, and England will be batting as England take their 5th wicket of the morning, 6th wicket of the morning. Feels too little, too late. But you simply never know. And Boland there got in a bit of a mess. The lead, 434. So England need 435 to win. And they're going to have 10 minutes of batting before the break. So a much better performance by England there. But again, it just feels like it's too late.
So Crawley is going to take the first ball. England had trouble in this series surviving the first over. That's their first task. Here's Stark moving in menacingly to bowl to Crawley. It's outside the off stump and he lets it go. It does swing. And Alex Carey effectively was taking that. By the time he caught it, it looked as though he was almost leg side, or certainly behind leg stump. That did swing from Stark.
Not a bad first ball, 146.6. That's how you bowl the first ball. I saw Archer's first ball today was 124.5.
Yeah.
That's my issue with Jofra.
Here's Cummins going into bowl to Duckett, and Duckett's off the mark. First ball, 4 through mid-wicket. Eased away, nice looking shot. Cummins speculating by bowling full.
A bit of a half volley there from Cummins, just angling into Duckett from around the wicket.
Here is Cummins. 2 slips in the gully, actually. Only 2 slips. Cummins bowls. Duckett is caught at second slip. Edging. There's the first one. Marnus Labuschagne pouching it. And England have not survived until lunch. And Duckett goes again. Another low score. Second ball. Out for 4. And England are 4 for 1. And Australia have that early wicket. And they're on their way.
Yeah, well, that ball there, the first ball, gentle half volley. This one now, a little bit more venom from Pat Cummins. Duckett could have quite easily have left it. Just that one bounced a bit more, took the shoulder, and 1 down.
If the first over doesn't get you, the second over will.
It's that, what's that saying? It's the hope.
You're right. I mean, look, most opening bats would have left that ball, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Duckett doesn't like to leave. It was a leave ball, really. He was fencing at it, and he's played it straight to Labuschagne.
Stark, who's coming in to bowl. And his first delivery is one that's well left by Ollie Pope. It's left on length and it's flown away for 4 byes. A very rare wicket-keeping mistake from Alex Carey. I mean, it climbed on him and it sort of swung back after it had left Pope, come back inside, if you like, gone above Alex Carey's head and down to the boundary for 4. And so England have motored along to 9 for 1. As Cummins is into Pope, who gets an edge, just flies past third slip down to the boundary for 4. A stabby shot, not a full-blooded drive. And again, his bat has come across the ball. If you see this again on the replay, I'll take a look at this. And this is the thing that's a bit of a bugbear of mine with Pope at the moment. His bat doesn't address the ball, it comes sort of across it.
Yeah, it's almost like he's constantly trying to play to mid-wicket and then decides he wants to play straight. It's almost like the last minute he goes, no, that needs to go straight. So he's got a strange old arc on his bat swing.
It's an arc, you're right, that's exactly it. And his hands just aren't coming through. The verities of a high elbow are not being followed here by Pope. He's got away with it, 16 for 1, and now he pulls away. When Pope's a bit skittish, his elbows shoot up. Do you know what I mean? They do a little jerky motion.
But he's always a bit...
Like a turkey, exactly, like a turkey. Yeah.
He's always a bit jittery in his first 20 balls.
Yeah, but that's the thing. At Perth, he looked, in the first innings,
How
he
good
looked
was
as
that
still as I've
chicken
seen.
impression, by the way?
It was extremely good.
I would do it louder, but the boss has gone for... Boss has gone. Shall I do it? Boss has gone.
Boss has gone, do it like. Ooh, crumbs.
That's like, wake up, everybody.
It was pretty good, actually. Here's Cummins into Pope. Oh, plays and misses at 1, wide of his off stump, well outside the channel. Not great signs here. And Pope is getting himself further and further onto off stump and beyond. End of the over, 4 gone, 16 for 1.
I can just imagine people at home, like, do you know when you doze into the cricket, you're like, was that chicken?
Well, it's the dreams you'll have made is the problem, because they would have dozed, they've gone into a sleep, and then they would have now had a dream that felt like it lasted an hour involving a giant chicken.
Scoring a match-winning century.
For England, yes. If you've just been woken up by a chicken dream, get in touch with us.
Pope tapping away at the crease. Bat raised now. Stark goes into bowl to him, and Pope drives, gets that away, square with the wicket on the offside. That's going to be 4. Ball hits the rope now, pursued by an Australian fielder, not particularly vehemently, because Lyon knew that was going to go away for 4. It wasn't perfectly timed by Ollie Pope. It was a typical Pope shot, that square with the wicket on the offside, and he is into double figures. 31 for 1. Cummins bowls to Pope, who edges. That's a magnificent catch by Labuschagne at second slip, diving away to his left-hand side. Absolutely sensational reactions. Low down to his left. England have lost their second wicket, and Pope has failed again. He's gone for 17. England are 31 for 2. Australian brilliance in the slip cordon. It was Steve Smith all over again from Brisbane. The crowd are just seeing it again on the big screen. You can hear the gasp. Fantastic from Labuschagne. England in big trouble. 31 for 2.
Stark runs in, bowls Crawley, drives for 4. Yeah, that was up there, and he leant into it with his big stride and sent it streaking away to the cover boundary in front of the Gavin Wanganeen stand. If you don't know who that is, look it up, because I don't.
I'll never understand the point of a sporting event that takes less than an entire working week to complete, Jim.
Stark runs up and he bowls a ball. It's taken off the toes by Root past square leg. It's going away towards the boundary. It goes for 4. Nice timing. A man always in control when you pitch around his pads. Worked that beautifully as it arrived. Just a punch through square leg. England to move along to, where are they up to now? 40. 2 for 40. Crawley 6 and Root off the mark with that nicely timed stroke.
And Lyon's on his way, bowls a flatter one to him, which he sweeps, and he's got that away very nicely indeed. Find of the man up there at on the boundary, and there's 4 runs to Joe Root, and this will be an interesting contest because Root is such a good player of spin.
Just notice there though, John, got to be a bit careful. Joe just went right over to off stump and managed to catch it up at the bat. If you miss that, you might just clip a top of leg stump.
Lyon moves in, bowls another reverse sweep, and that's the way through third man. That'll go for 4. So they've definitely decided.
Yeah.
And now this is a perfectly fair tactic. You're not going to let Nathan Lyon just wheel away down here all day. Let's rotate the seamers and so on. We're going to make it difficult for him, put some pressure on him, and that's fine. That's a totally legitimate and fine tactic. It might cost a wicket or 2, but that's perfectly fine. 60 for 2.
Lyon in, goes on the sweep, and that's whacked away. I think
Nice.
he's got all of that, and it's gone all the way to the boundary for 4 in front of square. Well, it's very tidily played, that by Crawley, getting down on one knee, playing that sweep that Ian Chappell thinks is somewhat effete, but it's been a very effective one there. 73 for 2. Full driving beautifully is Crawley through extra cover. That'll be 4. A rare over pitch ball from Lyon, and Crawley moves to 24. England 77 for 2.
And here is Green looking to propel Australia forward, and Joe Root plays a really delicate back cut. It's going down to the boundary for 4. Nicely played by Root. He's using the pace of the ball and guiding it away. 4 more. England to 85 for 2. Lyon into ball to Root, reverse sweep, good contact. That's going down towards the boundary. 2 fielders after it, but he's really timed that sweetly. 4 more to Joe Root. Excellently played. And sweep, reverse sweep against Lyon will just unsettle the bowler, frustrate the bowler as well. Green bowls, turned away or pushed away by Root. Back with a square on the offside towards backward point, and there's the 100 up for England. And standing up there on the far end of the ground, the England supporters massed there beneath the 2 scoreboards. So that's the first 100 done. Just the next 335. Green bowls, driven magnificently by Crawley for 4. Through extra cover. The best of Zach Crawley. Green turns and marches back to his mark. Well, not quite marches, ambles back. 104 for 2.
It's a lovely shot from Zach Crawley through the covers, just leaning into the ball outside the off stump. He's a tall man, so even if it's more back of a length, it's just such a nice delivery for him to play that shot. He plays it so well.
Oh, this is padded away. Look quite straight, that. And Travis Head's bouncing up and down like a man on a trampoline there as he appeals. He's playing no shot outside the off stump. The umpire's given it not out and having a conversation about this. Root is the batsman. who padded that away. Well, we've seen some appeals. They're going for the review. Travis Head there was bouncing up and down. He was bellowing at the umpire, beseeching him to give it out.
Direct the third umpire.
I saw that live on TV, I reckon. Didn't back
do enough.
wide
Not
enough.
yet. No
Not
shot
far
play.
though.
Field leavers to go front on, followed by ball trigger.
Not quite sure why he did choose to pad it away. But, he just didn't play a shot, so we're going to have a look at the ball track. There's obviously no bat involved in it because he didn't use the bat. So
Is there an umpire's call?
No shot played. Let's go to ball trigger and available.
So no umpire's call here, is it?
Yeah, he gave it not out.
But there's no shot play.
Pitching outside off, impacts outside off, wickets umpire's call. We Razorbeck on screen.
Oh, see, umpire's call should not apply in this one when you haven't played a shot.
No. I don't
So that's
understand that,
poor. That is poor.
I don't understand that.
I'm not sure about this umpiring. I reckon that should be out. When you're not playing a
If
shot,
you don't play a shot, it doesn't matter.
it shouldn't matter. That's hitting the stumps. So that's another one that DRS said I don't agree with.
I don't understand that. 326 to win for England. Here's Cummins. Bowls, and he's caught behind. Oh, Root's furious. He's shouting at himself. A little nibble outside the off stump. And Cummins does it again. It's his third wicket. And Root is drawn into playing at that as edge behind. And Cummins rather has the sign on Joe Root and he's done him again. England needing 326 to win. Beautifully bowled by Australia's captain. He's just bowls in that channel. And Root felt for it. He'll be so cross that he played at that, but he got lured into playing it. At the end of that partnership, Root's out for 39. And England have lost their third.
As Cummins is into Crawley, who pulls beautifully through mid-wicket. And it's going to run away for 4. Just banged that down a little short. It didn't get up much, only thigh height. And Crawley moves to the 40s, he's 43.
Yeah, no, he's looked good today. Just sort of playing with a different tempo, just keeping the good balls out. And if there's one where he wants it, slightly fuller or a little bit shorter like that, just driving it through the offside or pulling. So, no, he's looked good.
An uncomplicated approach so far today.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Old KISS theory.
Yeah.
And now what's he going to do? Carey's decided to come back up to the stumps. He doesn't want Root to feel as though he has a license to gallop at the bowling.
Or even sort of fidget at the bowling.
Yeah.
Even that, just that little shuffle, little forward, little shuffle back, little sort of overbalance. And he's had some summer behind the stumps. He'll whip the bells off in a flash. So good tactics. Trying to suffocate Harry Brook.
Boland rolls up to him and he nurdles it into the gully. And the giant Green tumbles to his left to stop it running down to third man.
So the Jolly Green Giant.
The Jolly Green Giant, yes. Have you done Christmas pantomime, by the way?
No, I've been asked a couple of times.
Yeah.
And keep it on the back burner, not just yet. Oh no, I haven't. It's behind you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. No, not yet, Jim.
Yeah, youngster. Boland in, pitching up, pushed away by Brook. Out there on the offside. What are you going to do this year in Melbourne for Christmas to play the game?
Well, I think I'm sure we'll have a few things to do. You know, I think we're going to have a little get together, our jolly little team, and raise a glass of mulled wine somewhere.
But what's your pantomime role?
Oh, what's my pantomime role?
Yeah, this Christmas in Melbourne. Have you been given one?
No, not yet. No.
Better put your hand up. I think Father Christmas is a bit beyond you.
Yeah. Perhaps a little elf.
Little elf. A little elf from my friends. Sorry, Boland bowls, and he goes on the ramp out towards square leg. He's going to be run out.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness, he just got back. He miscued completely trying to ramp that, scoop it around the corner, and it trickled out towards square leg, and he thought there was a run. and off he went, and he had to be sent back. Otherwise, he would have been run out by a yard. That was a mess, wasn't it?
It was a total mess, and no real need to play the shot. I mean, good bit of bowling from Boland, just sort of like, might have seen him sort of crouching down to play it early and try to fire in the Yorker, just managed to get a bat on it, but no need to do that. I mean, you know, you're fighting to perhaps save a game and get yourself in, and you bowl 5 dot balls at Harry, and he needs to do something.
Boland it is. He has a swipe here, lifts the ball away from the line of leg. Is that going all the way? No, just 4. Brooks saw it, and his eyes lit up at where it was aimed, and he got under it with a swat and sent the ball away to the deep mid-wicket boundary.
Yeah, a bit of a swat, wasn't it? Not a bad delivery. I mean, but that's Harry Brooks' way. I mean, that's just sort of just short of a length, almost a front foot pull. Short arm jab.
He moves to 14 with that shot.
Stark. Bowls again, very full, dug out by Crawley into the offside, chased around for line. Is he going to get there? Yes, he stoops and picks it up. Again, he's in the action. 2 more runs. England move to 156 for 3. They're still massed at the far end, the England supporters, where they've been throughout the game, and many of them just standing up for 6.5 hours.
Their feet will be killing their knees. It's on a slope as well.
Yeah. Yes, we can barely see any of the grass on the grassy mound at the far end. Just a bit to the left of the sight screen, where you actually can't watch the cricket because the sight screen's in the way. Crawley bowls, guided away again by start balls. Crawley guides it away again. They're going to come back for a second. Lyons in action. Hurls the ball over the top of the stumps to Carey. 2 more. And they're just milking that area. Start bowling in that corridor. I presume he's just hitting that line, that length just outside off stump, hoping for a slight bit of a way movement, a nick to slip or a nick to gully or nick to the keeper. Have the man back. 158 for 3. Crawley to 65. England are 158 for 3. It's easy to play the game of what ifs, and you think about the Carey Snicko, the drop catch of Khawaja, the drop catch of Travis Head on 99. And I suppose at the start of the day's play, England might have taken a target of 435 when you consider Australia were 356 ahead. They managed to limit the damage today with the bat.
Yeah, what did England take? 6
for 38, and 65 balls, the last 6 wickets. Head made 170, Carey 72, and it's going to be Head to continue. It's not quite a gripping 4th day, but it's an engrossing one. Head bowls, reverse sweep, employed there by Harry Brook, and after a fashion he gets it out towards the boundary. He's going to pick up 2 more. England getting lots of 2s at the moment, and the boundary riders are preventing the 4s. That's the 50 partnership. Harry Brook dragging a reverse sweep there, well in front of square.
Yeah, that one made me a little bit nervous because it was a bit straighter from Travis Head.
160 for 3. Head moves in. And bowls to Brook, goes to reverse sweep again. That's nicely played. It was outside the off stump. It's gone for 4. These days, and that actually felt like a bit of a free hit for someone of Harry Brook's quality. It was well outside the off stump. What you don't want to do, of course, is top edge it because there's a fielder waiting at backward point, and the fielder on the boundary was just too square. 164 for 3.
Yeah, there was a slight cry of catch, but it was well played by Harry Brook, knowing the ball's outside the line of off stump. That's much better than the one before. The one before made me a little bit nervous. That one very, very comfortable with, because he gets into position early.
Brook moves to 26.
Line. Oh no, what's he done? Bowling reverse sweep. He's standing there saying, well, how on earth did that happen? Harry, you missed it. That's how it happened. He's still standing there looking thoroughly bemused, and the umpires are simply waving drinks on. And finally Harry Brook has to depart. He went for a reverse sweep, and that has spun sharply and it's clean bowled Brook for 30. And just looking at the replay, they saw it on the ground before we did. It always looks ugly when it goes wrong. I mean, they've been playing it successfully up to that point. It actually didn't spin that much. It just rolled on, really. Brook trying to reverse sweep Lyon off his line has paid the price. He's gone for 30. That's a hammer blow. 177 for 4.
Yeah, just when England were looking good there. Not too much happening with the ball. And that one there, Harry Brook stood there. In the end, he asked the umpire. You could see him mouthing, "Did that bowl me?"
Yeah.
I think he should have heard by the clank of the stumps. He thought he might have been attempted stumping, but that's a big wicket for the Australians and a big blow for England.
Well, Ben Stokes is coming out again. He's doing up his gloves. He's got it all to do once more as he comes sidestepping out into the sunshine. Hard to be critical there because we've been talking about that reverse sweep and why it's being played and the impact of it and the success at which they've had at playing it.
Yeah.
So when you miss one, I mean, it'll look ghastly on the highlights. And people say, "Oh, look at Harry Brook or what he's done." I mean, they've played that shot a lot, and they've done it to stop Lyon just rolling up and bowling and bowling and bowling. There's been a plan to that. The problem is when that happens.
Yeah.
In a situation in the game as it is, then you can imagine what people are going to say. But I'm going to defend him there, because they've been playing that shot well, and we know why they've been playing it.
Yeah, so that one's a bit straighter. And to be honest, the modern day cricketer plays a reverse sweep more often than they played the forward defence.
Yeah.
So on a wicket that's popping a bit, the forward defence can get you in trouble. But that one there, I think, was more the line. It was a little bit straighter than the previous ones. And
no, but they'll be queuing up to have a go. I think just consider the game, consider what is being bowled at them and the way they've been playing it up to then. I mean, it's a massive blow, and it will look ghastly on replays and so on, but there's a bit of a backstory to that. Stark on his way to Stokes. It is an orthodox field, and Stokes plays a full ball on the middle stump out towards mid-wicket.
Brook 30 from 56 balls, just 2 fours. The partnership was 68 in 80 overs and 2 balls. Brook in this match, 75 runs, just 5 boundaries, 1 6 and 2 fours in the first innings, 2 fours today. So played with a lot of restraint, but failed to capitalise on 2 good starts.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to be critical of the shot that he fell to. They've been playing it well, and there's a reason for them doing it.
There's Lyons in, sweep from Crawley, gets it out towards deep backward square, is going to get 4. Nice shot, big stride in. Not the reverse sweep, the conventional sweep. 182 for 4, Crawley to 77. Yeah, I've heard Boland in, driving his Stokes through the covers for 4. Little over pitched and a bit of width, but he's got it threaded between extra cover and cover point. 188 for 4, and that target is below 250.
Yeah,
psychological.
Is it?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, no.
Lyon once again bowled. Was bowled him! Bowled Stokes coming forward. Lovely bowling from Lyon. Lands that on a roundabout, well, middle stump, and it's turned past the outside edge. It's clipped the top of off. Stokes himself acknowledges it, gives a little nod and says, well, don't know what I could have done about that. He has, for the most part, played Lyon very well in this match, got right forward to him. On this occasion, the ball's just dipped on him, and it's spun sharply, and it's struck his off stump. It's a really great ball. Lyon has another, he's got rid of Brook, and now he's got rid of England's captain, and the end is getting closer and closer. England 189 for 5.
Well, that's a massive wicket. And we've got someone running on the field. Didn't get too far. Security got him as he crossed the line. That was what the cheer. I thought the Australians are firing up, but I don't know if it's an English or an Australian fan. Anyway, drag them off. But that's a massive wicket.
It is, isn't it? I mean, England are massively up against it, of course, but if there was a man, a totem, and somebody who had batted for so long in the first innings and had played Lyon so well, but it's a measure of that ball's flight, drift, dip and turn. It had absolutely everything, and We talk about the difference between the two sides in various departments. It is at its most marked when you look at the spin bowling department. Nathan Lyon there has produced a ball that would get many a left-hander out. Can he be critical? Could he have got a bit further forward? I don't know. He was the one facing it. He probably thought he was in the right place for it, but it's come to middle and leg. It's drifted to middle and leg and then spun and hit off stump. It's brilliant bowling.
Yep, top of off stump. That's turned pretty big. Maybe reverse swept could have kept it out.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Reverse swept.
Maybe. He did give something. He gave a little tiny nod. And
right on the top of off stump, outside corner. Very well bowled.
189 for 5. A Lyon 2 for 8 in this spell in 3 overs. 0 for 49 in his first 10 overs in this innings before that.
So he's now got 566 test wickets. He's getting ever closer to 600. Boland starts a new over. Crawley whips this away through mid-wicket for 4. Wasn't far from the right hand of Khawaja there at mid-wicket. Nicely played by Crawley. Moves to 84, 193 for 5. England will still want to show defiance. They'll still want to take this game as deep as they possibly can, but you do feel that the loss of Stokes is absolutely massive.
It is massive, and Smith and Jacks are handy, but Crawley's the man. That's the one Australia will want to get rid of, and for England, he needs to be there at the end of play.
Oh, no, there's a beat in the back. There's an appeal for a stumping. There is an appeal for a stumping, and Crawley's walking off. Yeah, his foot's out of his crease and he's gone. They don't need to check this. He's just been dragged outside off stump, and Lyon is making things happen in a hurry here. Crawley just reaching for the ball, and then it must have just drifted and just got slightly away from him as he looked to drive into the offside. Really sharp work as ever from Carey. Takes the bails off, and Crawley's not going to get his 100. He shakes his head. He's done for 85. As we see the side-on view, and he's just dragged the foot, and away come the bails. And Crawley, well, he was a good 6 inches out of his ground. No decision for the third umpire to make. And a disconsolate Crawley goes for 85. England 194 for 6. There's still half an hour left in the day, another wicket, and there could be another hour left in the day. Glenn, describe that for us, and I'm going to get out of the way for Simon Mann.
That was a very good piece of bowling from Nathan Lyon there. Thought he'd be the key today, day 4, day 5. England played him pretty well up until probably the last half hour, 40 minutes or so. But that there, you've got a feel for Zach Crawley. He batted well. Better tempo today. Chanceless right to the end there. Just dragged forward. And unfortunate for him, he was just caught stranded. But Alex Carey, he's done nothing wrong behind the stumps this whole series. Absolute masterclass. And you think that one there, that's the final nails going into the coffin.
Lyon bowls, forward goes Jack, struck on the pad, shot for LBW. Looked a bit optimistic. I think the pad was outside the line of the off stump. And also it hits to high as well. So another successful over for Nathan Lyon. And Australia are 4 wickets away from winning the Ashes. 194 for 6. Jacks and Smith yet to score after Crawley went for 85, Brook for 30 and Stokes for 5 in quick succession to Lyon. Root for 39, Pope 17, Duckett 4 out earlier.
Crawley's final numbers, 85 from 151 balls with 8 fours. Now the last 10 times he's reached 70, and once has he got past 85, that was against Zimbabwe. Another unconverted innings for Crawley and Nathan Lyon's current spell is now 3 for 8 in 4 overs.
There's Lyon bowling, reverse sweep from Jacks, he's hammered that for 4. It's a remarkable shot, really. I mean, he's taking the ball off the stumps. If he missed it, he would have been bowled. That's why he got a bat in the hand.
Well, that's exactly what I was just going to say. You've got to try and get something in front of the castle. You know, that if it's outside off stump and hits on the pad, you might get away with it. So, you know, but if you leave that sort of middle and leg open, so he just went a little bit too far over to the offside and just gave that little glimmer, and it hit the top of leg.
Jack's off the mark with that stroke. his head now. Balls to Jacks, goes past the acceleration. Appeal for catch behind. Jacks isn't interested, nor's the umpire. Jacks just shrugged it off. What do Australia do here? Do they review it? They're contemplating it. Look, they are going to go for it. Oh. How many reviews they got left, Sods?
3.
Okay, well, it's 6 down, they've got 3 reviews left.
Player review for
Didn't sort of feel right, did it? You either know you nicked it or you don't. It's a keeper and a bowler, and you've just, he didn't turn, gets a little feather of an outside edge. But they had to have a little chat about it before deciding to review.
Snicko, possible. Let's show me again, but okay, play like just one more time. Excellent, thank you. Go through, just check the side, just stumping side. Or just keep running it, just make sure the foot's down.
It doesn't look as though there's an edge.
Yeah. Perfect.
Players are going back to their positions.
Thank you. I'll go back to the field. Let me stay with your position. Not out.
Carey whipped off the bails, but the back foot was down as well. They're just checking the stumping as well as the court behind. We heard that from Chris Gaffney, our TV umpire. It's 205 for 6.
So the last ball of the 4th day, England at least should take the Test match into the 5th as a minor victory of its own. His head bowls is defended stoutly by Jacks, who's on 11. Smith has 2, and England are still miles behind. Australia want those 4 wickets to win the game, and they end up very much on top. Although England have had their moments today. I know it's kind of last gasp saloon time really as far as that's concerned. You're clutching at straws, but there's been signs again, and it's what has made this tour so frustrating, that they are not a bad side when they just knuckle down and play sensible cricket without that pressure to just try and speed a game along when there's no need to. Just go out and play. I think Zach Crawley there showed exactly the sort of batsman that he can be without that pressure being exerted on him.
No,
to go out and just smack it about at unreal speeds. Bowling today, plan A, firmly and resolutely stuck to. It's all you need. You get 6 wickets taken for 38. And I'm sorry if you sense our frustration here, but we're just saying as we see it, and it's very, very disappointing. And there'll be, we've said before, a lot of questions that will need to be answered at the end of this tour as to quite why they've been playing in this way. It started off very well 3.5 years ago and was what was needed, but not the last 18 months. Should have been preparing for this in an altogether more realistic manner than coming out and thinking it's going to smash the Australians around.
Well, we haven't done it for quite a while, have we?
No.
And a lot of people and a lot of good cricketers have come down here and tried as well.
Yeah.
It hasn't been sort of necessarily second-rate England teams that haven't been able to get across the line. There's been some very fine players who haven't been able to as well. So, I think that is the frustration. I think England played Australia bowled beautifully this Test match, Simon.
The one victory, the one English victory and words of praise from the Australians has been towards the Barmy Army for taking their litter home with them. Did you see that?
Yes.
That was a rather nice line.
Lovely
They've been
touch.
standing down there, they're leaving that hill and that bank pristine at the end of every day, which isn't bad, is it?
Well, it's nice to know that England can win the litter ashes.
They have won the litter ashes down there on the hill.
Okay, well, the shadows are lengthening. The crowd are making their way home, and there's not much left in this Test match. So if you can't stay with us, you can download our podcast later. We're going to round up the day's play and get plenty of reaction from both sides before we go off air. In fact, before we go to the Big Bash later. So Australia are closing in. They need 4 more wickets to retain the Ashes. England resisted on the 4th day, but too much damage was done earlier in the match for them to recover. 207 for 6 at the close of play. They need a further 228 more to win the game set. 435 to win. After Australia were bowled out for 349, they lost their last 6 wickets for 38 in 65 balls. England had a couple of overs before lunch. They lost Duckett, and Australia just chipped away. Crawley made a fine 85, Root 39, Brook 30, but Nathan Lyon, as we thought he would do, had an impact on this 4th day. He picked up 3 quick wickets. He's taken 3 for 64 from 18 overs, and he's now on 567 Test match wickets. Glenn McGrath is here, Phil Tufnell is here, Jonathan Agnew is here. Well, what are your initial thoughts on that day's play, Jonathan?
Well, funnily enough, England had quite a reasonable day, but the damage had been done, hadn't it? 168 for 8 in their first innings in reply to 371, and really that was the telling moment, wasn't it? I know that they got that lead down to 85, but Australia's battered them out of the game. Excellent 170 from Head. But today, all we've been asking throughout this series and before it, by the way. You can pinpoint games in the last 18 months that have been lost when they really shouldn't have been. Is this for more just basic cricket to be played? And they played it today. They played, in some ways, an excellent game. 6 for 38. Plan A was rigidly stuck to. Pitch the ball up round about the off stump, you take wickets. Oh, we have done. We've taken 6 for 38. Now, they were sort of pushing on a bit, Australia, I suppose. At that stage, you can look at 1 or 2 wickets. But even so, they bowled sensibly. There wasn't the silly fields. That was all they could ask for, really. Duckett is disappointing. He's had a poor series so far. He's averaging about 16, I think, with the bat. Pope, as what happens when you're struggling, you fall to a brilliant catch, and that was a brilliant catch. Not a great shot, mind you. It was still edged into the slips, but it was brilliantly taken. And on many other days, that wouldn't have happened. But I just thought today they all tried to play sensibly. People will look at Harry Brooks' dismissal and go, oh crikey, Bowl playing the reverse sweep. Yeah, I get that. But actually they had played the reverse sweep quite deliberately and played it well against Lyon to stop him from just bowling at them all the time with close fielders. The ball's been popping up and spinning a bit, there's some bounce. It's actually a totally legitimate tactic. The problem with the reverse sweep, and I'm no batsman and I never even tried to play it, but the problem is it does have to be a premeditated shot. And most of the time, that off-spinner is going to be bowling outside the off-stump. You can play that reverse sweep down into that offside deep area, and you can play it with impunity. The problem with that ball was that it was straight. It didn't really spin very much, but it pitched around about middle and off and hit middle and leg. And therefore, you're in a bad position, and if you miss it, you're gone. So that will look horrible in the highlights. I don't think it's necessarily a fair reflection of how England batted today. I think they batted well. That was... Well, it was a shot that didn't come off, but we understand why he played it, and we have been as critical of Brook in this series as anybody. But I'm not going to really criticise that shot because under the circumstances, that was an okay shot to attempt. At least he just didn't play it.
Yeah. Tuffers, as an ex-spinner, how did you see it?
Well, no, yeah, just picking up on the word that both of you said there, damage. When England do damage, it's catastrophic, isn't it? You know what I mean? Travis Head gets 160. We lose 4 wickets in clusters. It's not just, a couple of wickets and then you rebuild or, okay, we've had a bad half an hour, bad hour spell with the ball. We'll drag it back and get the run rate back again. The damage just seems to be you can't come back from it. And that's why, as John said there, you have these little passes of play. We did quite well today. Oh, lovely. Oh, we've got ourselves back in the game. No, because there has been masses of explosions beforehand. You just can't play Test cricket like that and try to clutch your way back into it. It's gone. It's too far ahead. Chasing 440 or something. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. So that's the thing. But as a spin bowler, beautiful bit of spin bowling. Lovely. Listen, he got worked around a little bit, and the guy as
he going for 5 and over for a while
was,
there.
But didn't
they were
panic.
not letting him bowl and just bowl him in a controlled way.
Well, he had a couple of spells. He was taken off, and that's what you do. You try and get rid of the spinner. You don't let him settle. But then the class of the fella, all those wickets, you stick. You don't panic. You put your field around. You just think, well, hold on a minute. I'm going to use my art and my craft, and you know, you'll have to play pretty well to keep doing that. And then you get that Harry Brook wicket. Then Ben Stokes, not a great starter against spin. You get a ball like that, well, you're
It was a good ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're all over them, you know what I mean? And that's when the spinner comes in and your men round the bat, way, everyone's jumping and jabbering and everything, you know, it's tricky.
Glenn, as someone who didn't get as many Test wickets as Nathan Lyon.
Oh, that's so... No, Glenn, I'm not having that.
I know, I didn't get to play quite as many games, but that's
How did you see the Nathan Lyon spell?
yeah, no, it was... No, he was always going to have a big impact here, and I thought the way Zach Crawley and Harry Brook played him, they played him well. But like you said, the damage had been done. You know, knock him over for nothing today, 6 wickets, but 435, the biggest, you know, world record here by, you know, over 100 runs and a world record of all time chase. So you're up against it, and you just have to hang in there. And yeah, once that one snuck through Harry Brook, then Ben Stokes got a really good one that turned, you know, it showed probably 1.5 feet by the time it hit the top of off stump. And, you know, Zach Crawley, I thought, batted really well and just deceived in flight, just brought him forward, Nathan Lyon. So Lyon showed what he could do, but Crawley and Brook didn't let him settle. And then once he got that breakthrough, it was he was all over him. So, yeah, you know, it's... But yeah, you're up against it. Chasing 435, Australia can just keep hanging in there. Pick up one here, they build another partnership. Keep chipping away, get one there, and so Australia were always pretty much on top.
And it was a lovely little bit of bowling to Crawley. I was on next door actually, and I was
on ABC.
Yeah, and I was just commentating, and I said, "Oh, they left that lovely big gap open, didn't they? Mid off, all the way round to a backward point. So it's all that green space for Crawley as he's getting to 100." And I said, "Oh, he's looking just to bowl a little bit fuller and a little bit wider, just so he's starting to think to himself, all I've got to do is just, you know, get myself forward and just time it. I get myself another little 4 there, you know, and get myself into the 90s, and your mind starts perhaps rushing forward a little bit." Lovely bit of bowling.
Just toss it up too, didn't it?
Yeah, just tossed it up a little bit, and you just got the drag. I mean, that's the class and the quality of the bowling.
Is that what you were thinking when you were in the 80s and 90s?
Well,
Just
no,
push a boundary through that?
it was what I was thinking
As
when
a bowler.
when I was bowling. Yeah,
Exactly,
and I usually had 80 or 90 runs against me. But no, see, I love seeing that, you know, and that is. That's why we all love cricket, you know what I mean?
It is frustrating, though, as we keep saying the same point, in that England in this match generally have tried to play in the traditional way, and actually, I know they're going to lose it, but there have been moments where you think, well, why can't they just play like this more often? Why haven't they played like this in this series? Why has everything got to be crash bang wallop? Why are they trying to rewrite the way that you play Test cricket? It stands there, and Australia are giving them an object lesson in how you play Test cricket. It hasn't changed. Yes, Travis Head is a positive player, as we've seen, but England just seem to have pushed everything beyond the limit. They've pushed the batting beyond the limit. They pushed the bowling beyond the limit. They pushed their field placings beyond common sense. Plan A is just being discarded far too often, and especially even when new batsmen have come in. I think they're just paying the price for just trying to be too clever. They've tried something that is not possible to achieve.
Yeah, when you think about great teams don't play one way.
No.
They know how to play in their own conditions, brilliant. But when you travel overseas, when you go to different conditions, you've got to adapt. And the great teams adapt and can find ways to score runs, take wickets, and that's sort of where the England team are at the moment. They're in that. They play their way, and now I think they're now trying to adapt. This series has gone. But, it's a big learning experience. How they bounce back in the next 2 Test matches is going to define them quite a bit, I think.
We've got a player.
There's going to be a player that's going to be interviewed today. I think Zach Crawley's coming out. There's a bit of good news to spread. We haven't actually heard from him yet, but for the first, it's not going to be the bus driver. I think it's going to be Zach Crawley who's going to come out and talk about the day's play.
Fair enough. He played well today.
Played beautifully.
Yeah. Well, what was he? One run off of 30 balls or something?
He got 85 or 151. I mean, he just looked comfortable playing that way.
Composed, good tempo.
Yeah.
When the ball was there, he put it away. When it was full, when it was short, put it away. But in between, he just kept the
Played
good
no
balls
great
out.
big booming drives on the up. It was just it played really well.
Tempo's the word, and our
Yep.
tempo has been too much of a gallop. You know, you're not going to win the Grand National.
Impatience is being impatient.
If you start off, you know,
Yeah.
on your
Sprinting
horse,
in the marathon.
Yeah,
good luck.
yeah, absolutely.